Hey guys, as always, this is Nate. I'm here with Hox. You are listening to the Off The Fairway Podcast. We haven't had one of these in a while, so I just want to recap what this is. Basically, we talk about our events, sanctioned leagues, putting leagues, things that are going on that don't include our Tuesday night traditional hub Woods Disc League. And so we're going to talk about events. We're going to recap events. We're going to talk about things that are coming up, things to get excited for. And so that's what this podcast kind of services. It's kind of random because we kind of fit it in between events. And so just bear with us. You'll probably see a couple episodes this fall just because we have a lot of events going. So we'll want to recap things. First and foremost, we're going to hop right into it. It's been a second. I apologize. It's been a few weeks. The Houghton Lake Classic went down. We had a decent sized group of our guys. I think we were about 15 guys came up to that event. Massive turnout. Last year, I think we topped out at 64.
Something like
that. This year, we managed. I think it was funny because we were in the 20s the Monday before. A little over 20 people the Monday before.
And everyone showed up.
And then between that and Saturday, we filled the field. 72 guys out of nowhere. And so that was super cool to see. I wasn't totally sure how it was going to shake out, and then to see just amassed people hop on the train was cool. Storylines for the day.
Let's talk about it.
Why don't we first start out with the winners?
Okay, I think more important than the winners is the fact that I wasn't there. It's way more important than the winners.
That was a storyline. People did ask.
Yeah,
rightfully
so.
I'll give them a shout out because I wrote it down to give them a shout out. A Gamers Trading Post sponsored the event, but more so, Brian asked where you were.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Where's Hox at? Hox not gonna make it." And so
it was tough.
It was tough.
So, as an elderly gentleman, I have 3 children, and one of them happened to be in a soccer tournament, which was up in Traverse City, which is just down the road. Is the wildest thing. If you have kids and they have soccer tournaments, you would assume that they would have games typically early in the morning.
Sure.
That's fairly standard. Our first game on Saturday was at 1 p.m.
Middle of the day, eh?
Yeah. And then on Sunday, 12 p.m. or something like that. I was like, well, how wait a second.
So what do you guys do in the mornings?
Yeah.
Just kind of sit around?
Yeah. Hang out. We went to, there's a mall. What's the big mall? It's like an hour south.
Traverse City Mall?
No. It was on the way. It's like, it doesn't matter. The big outdoor mall.
Okay.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so it's wild because my excuse is I was coaching my daughter's team.
Yeah.
It was fun. I missed out.
Yeah. And so, but you got to at least feel envious.
Oh, 100%.
Or a little bit of FOMO. And so you got a little bit of the action, right?
I'm telling you.
And so
I actually slept well because I wasn't in a room with a bunch of guys who snore.
I guess if you want to look at the positives, it's maybe one, maybe 2 of those, but there's
so,
not many.
So anyway, let's talk about the actual tournament. So that's why I wasn't there. It was a bummer. I'm glad everyone had a good time. It always is, despite the weather. I heard the first round was
beautiful. You couldn't have asked for a better weather.
Yeah,
the spirits were high.
Sure, and then the rain came and it was less high.
Now I want to preface because we're getting into it.
Oh man, I jumped the gun.
People's morale was still high.
Sure,
it was weird because you'd see it raining. I was hunkered down underneath the gazebo,
so you're fine.
And they were smiling. And so
I hate playing in the rain. I hate slip, just the disc. You got no control.
And so I want to just honor the guys who were able to fight through that and give me a good.
I tip my hat to you. Well done.
Winners.
All right, let's talk about it. I apologize for the tangents, multiple tangents. MPO, we had 5, and we had one guy drop out. He was not very happy, so he dropped halfway.
We won't really touch on that.
No.
I think it's healthy that we skipped on that, but he
was there for like 2 or 3 holes in the second round, then he left.
Then he left. Yeah,
that's fine. So was 5 down to 4. Aaron Nitz won that with a resounding 9-stroke W.
Yeah, I think more so the scores don't really tell the story, right? In that little battle there.
It's fair. I was there. I didn't get to witness, but
going into the second round, it was a tight race between 3-4 guys, right?
Correct.
Now going down the stretch, they are always start on 1, being an MPO.
Mm-hmm.
They finish on 16, 17, 18. If you're familiar with how the track played this year, toughest holes. Well, the most violently.
There's some separation.
There's some separation there. And so I think from what I've heard is Ian got aggressive. And maybe took the brunt of the aggression.
Yeah, and if you were just the layman looking at scores, following it from afar, not being overly familiar with Skinner, you look at hole 17 and you see 158 feet. And you say it's a par 3, okay, makes sense. And then you see Ian grab a 6.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
What happened? Right.
What in the world? So, there he, as you said, he's getting aggressive. He's trying to catch Aaron. And he had a substantial lead at that point.
Did he almost lose it to the third guy?
Oh, he only won by 1.
Yeah. And did he get a birdie on hole 18 to do that?
Both of he and the third place Curtis he had to get a bird.
So not only was he going into hole 16 feeling like he was desperate, but going into hole 18, he had to save his second place lead.
It's a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah.
And what could you see the payout difference between the two?
Oh yeah, $65 and 0.
You talking about going into that with guaranteed cash, going out of that with maybe out cash, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's a ballsy play.
Ballsy play.
Well done, Ian.
Next division.
Hold it. Who's up? We got MA1. We only had 2 folks at MA1. Alex Parker. I do not know Alex Parker, but he shot 956 and a 906 for a 12 under for the W. Then moving down to MA40, Mr. Cole Morrison destroyed his division.
Yep.
As the sole player. Well done.
Well done. He showed up.
He showed up. Then MA50. You know what? The last year we did MA50s, and then this year there's 7 dudes in MA50.
That division.
Last year I think we had 6.
That division is very competitive. I think MA50s kind of gravitate towards courses like Skinner that are technical, that require skill, but don't require the distance.
You don't have to bomb.
And your body's not tired after 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You can move around after 2 rounds. You're not sore.
Yeah.
And so I think that surprised me, but it didn't surprise me with the course, right?
Which, I mean, it does make sense now that you talk about it. Because now proof is in the fact that we've done 2 tournaments, and both of them, this division was 6 and then 7. Last year and this year. So, and shout out, firstly, to Keith Hubble, who won by 10 strokes in MA50.
Now, we could make stories up on how this was close, right? We can kind of put pieces together, but we can't, right?
We could try.
Dude
shot 13 down.
Keith is a local, and he came for everything.
That's his course.
Keith's a dog when it comes to Skinner. And so,
well done.
Well done, Keith. It's basically what the synopsis is.
That's right. However, I do got to call out one guy, and there's a number of people who are like this. Who is the doofus? I said doofus.
Wow.
And strong. That hits an ace and does not buy into the ace pool. There's a number of you that I'm pointing at, amongst Easts, who just don't buy in.
Yeah, he's pointing at me too.
Absolutely, multiple East, because Timothy East hit an ace.
And let's look at his round going into that hole, right?
Let's talk about it.
Because it didn't feel like the the course knew about the ace because of the effects of the round that he kind of had, right? And so,
can you recall where they started?
I do know this is one of his last 3 holes. And
so if it's one of his last 3 holes,
he started on the back court.
3-4?
Yeah.
2-3-4? He didn't have the greatest day. It was rainy, or the afternoon. It was the second round.
He was in the mix too, which is frustrating for him. But he shot his worst round by a long shot there. He's got a lot of reps at that course, and so you gotta know he's disappointed with his efforts.
One may go so far as to call him local in that it's possible
he plays that course more than any other course.
It's possible he owns a cabin, a house.
Yeah.
That's only what, 5, 7, 10, 12 miles?
Oh, maybe not miles, maybe 10 minutes.
Boom.
And so,
come on, Tim.
Yeah.
So here we go.
He said the name.
He's kind of in the hunt, shooting 1 over, 2 over, 3 over. Keith's up there just crushing it. You can't.
I don't think we can make an argument for him to catch Keith, but definitely to cash, right? So
he missed cash.
He missed cash.
But he missed cash by 4 strokes.
Yeah.
He aced hole 1.
He aced. What was his score that final round?
Ooh, final round, he shot a 8 over par, while Remy Smith, who got 4th, shot at 1 under par.
So 8 over par with an ace.
That's a
tough round. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Just for his sake, right?
Nice job, Tim.
Nice job.
Way to throw some aces. All right, let me back up here. Down to the MA2 division, Christian Donacek won by 1 stroke.
He made it interesting. You know, you can always count on those Donacek twins to
100%.
make things more dramatic. They're always showmen in that way.
Dude shot.
They see themselves as entertainers first,
big time,
then athletes.
Because my man shot a 999 rated round 1.
You gotta believe he was optimistic going into that second round. He
thought
he had it in the bag.
He had round 2.
He thought he was
by 4
walking
strokes.
it in.
And he proceeded to shoot a 51, which, I mean, it rated a 906, which he'll tell you that was not a very good round. But he did pull off the upset.
Yeah,
and he was able to hold.
You know, at the end of the day, all that history will tell us is that he won.
It's true.
But we are able to look back at the scores and be like, what the heck happened to Christian that day that caused him to fall that far?
So he hit 4 in a row, 9 to 12, followed up by a bogey.
Yep.
And then he just got cold. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, he shot 1 over. But he won.
He won. So
can't argue with
Can't harp on that too long.
Next, MA3, Andrew Beaver beat Nolan.
Another local. And I want to preface, the MA3 division, I believe, was our largest division.
Yeah, as I'm looking at this.
Holy smokes. I think this win in particular deserves more props than any other win in our tournament. MA4 was right there, right?
Yeah,
right
17, 20, 25 to 17.
Yep. But that 25 number, what a massive division for Andrew to take that down. It doesn't matter if you're a local, doesn't matter who you are, you gotta perform.
He shot well.
And our boy Nolan, he came in, he performed well under the premise that he didn't get many reps on the course, right? And I don't necessarily think it pertains to this, but I want to give him a little bit of a morale boost because he did just break his ankle, right? And so we feel for you, man.
It hurts.
It
hurts me.
He'll be back in the spring. That's
what we expect to hear. All right, MA3 again. Andrew Beaver, Nolan Cafferly pulling up second. Women's M3s, Shauna and Ashley and Darian. Darian, I've heard that name before.
Our very own Darian Elson.
Darian Elson out there hanging out. Good for her.
Yeah, she was out there. She finished.
Yeah. She finished. But Shauna pulled it off. Well done, Shauna.
The McLean's clean house.
Yeah, because she was, what other McLean is there?
Her dad, I think it's MA40 maybe.
I'll have to find it. McLean's Clean House. Well done.
McLean's Clean House, but her brother also won.
Gotcha.
MJ18. So.
There it is. Yep, sure enough. Reed McLean. Love it.
So.
And lastly, MA4, Gabriel Wild and Robert Mathers had a 1-stroke difference down at the very end. So good on you guys. Gabriel pulled it off. So yeah, nice job.
Nice job.
Well-run tournament, I heard.
I think so. Lots of good feedback over that event.
Good.
I want to reiterate big thanks to Gamers Trading Post for again sponsoring the event. Our first second annual. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, actually.
And so I'm super excited for our third annual. So be on the lookout for that. We'll jump into
what's next?
Events coming up. First and foremost, Dubs in the D. And so we got a doubles event coming up, Palmer Park. Everyone knows that park. That course is always sought after when it comes to tournaments.
Yeah,
and so
it's a good course. New changes.
Hox, I know you're playing in it.
I'm playing in it.
What are you most excited for?
What am I most excited for? I'm most excited for the fact that I actually get to play in an event. Because again, I love my children, but once late August hits, I am out of commission because I'm coaching, hanging out with the kids, watching their events, taking them to place A, to place B, to place C, wherever, up until this year, November 10th. So coming up in a couple days, we'll have our last match, and then I have 1 day a week indoor training, and that's it, which is strange. In which case, my ability to toss the rock will happen. So I'm excited just to get an opportunity to play. I would love to do really, really well.
Yeah.
And Mr. Nick and I are playing.
So a few key features that I think have been people have been accustomed to with my events is islands. This event in particular is going to have 2 of them.
Which ones? New hole. Or is it the same as last
What's
2?
old hole 9? So is it?
So how about
this? I think it's 7 now. Because 6 and then goes straight to that. So I think
5, 6 is the new weird one.
Yeah, and then it goes straight to that one.
7.
So it's hole 7.
So
it's gonna have an island.
Just a little of the golf green.
Golf green. It's gonna be on top of the golf green.
A little tighter.
Same way it was at the Palmer Open. And then hole 8. Which,
so right after.
No, hole 12.
8, 9, 10 is the new one.
Well, I don't know how the new order is.
So is it the same one as last year? Where if you're from the longs, you got the
low
bridge, you got to hit a little skip shot, or just
But for the shorts, it's a routine.
You should get it from the shorts.
Yeah, it's a routine shot from the shorts.
Not saying if you don't, you're bad. Just saying it's a lot simpler from the shorts than it is from the longs.
Which, for those that understand ratings, it's everyone in AM2 and above is playing from the longs.
Yeah.
And so that caliber of player,
it'll be tough.
You got 2 shots at it, should be able to get the island. Yeah. And if you don't, it's hazard. And so it's not the end of the road. You might be able to say par if you hit a long putt. But it's gonna be a stroke separated, right? And so that's really the purpose of
the island,
right? And so
I love it.
You got to clutch up.
I have no problem.
Simply put,
no problem with it.
And
although this year I'm playing in it, so we'll see.
We'll see. It depends if you hit it. If you hit it, you're happy. Great. If you don't, you're not happy. So, we also Mando obviously on 18. I'm trying to think.
Sure.
We don't have any crazy double island stuff like that.
Yeah, nothing else is different.
The shared tee pad is also unique. I don't love it. I hope that changes eventually.
Yeah, maybe. But the holes are both good from that tee pad. Old 14 or actual 14, I think they could bring another tee pad up. If you move it up 45, 50 feet, now it's reachable as a par 3.
Par 3, yeah.
Even with a big obstacle, you got to throw a big old bender. If you've got a flick, then toss the ball and flick. So I think they could afford to do that to make it a more reachable par 3 in terms of trying to get the 2. Yeah. I suppose all I do right now is just throw a drive out there, 150 feet out, lay up, and drop it in.
Yeah. And then we will be using U-Disc.
Okay.
It's a feature we've used once before, and so we're still learning it. Yeah. It's a tournament feature. It's pretty simple. Everyone has used U-Disc. There's not a ton that changes there. Yeah. We'll walk you through the process that morning if you have any questions. But yeah, we'll be using U-Disc. Yeah. You'll be getting a player pack, which is just a Woods Disc beanie. Super cool. I got them in today.
It's getting cold.
They're pretty sick.
It's getting cold.
It's getting cold. If you haven't signed up and you're just kind of lingering, waiting for the weather, I encourage you guys to sign up.
You get a beanie.
You'll get a beanie. You get to. There's lots of high fives all the time,
I love those.
and so if you're into high fives, you'll get a lot of them.
Yeah.
We're also doing a basket raffle.
Oh, okay.
So something we haven't done before.
Yeah.
Basket raffle. See how it goes.
Yeah. And then there's the
I haven't had a ton of people buy into it, but whatever.
There's still the standard ace pools and
CTPs.
CTPs.
And I don't remember if I did
not ace
those.
pool. I'm sorry. Oh, there's ace pool, but CTPs and longest putt. But okay.
Yeah. Same deal.
Love it.
Yep. So that's the dubs and the D.
Cool. Coming up November 16th.
Yep. Next one. It's kind of a one I kind of not threw together, but kind of just
It's an experiment.
I had motivation to put another one on, and so it's called the Harvest Hurl.
Okay.
It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's a one rounder.
Where's it at?
It's at Palmer again.
Okay.
It's at Palmer again. One rounder, sanctioned, C tier. It's a unique format in the fact that there's no payouts. So there's going to be pushback. There's always pushback to anything. But you'll get a $25 voucher to our pop-up store. Yeah. It's a $30 buy-in, $2, well, $3 to the PGA, $2 to the park. There's no CTPs, there's no long putts, there's no ace pool. It's literally come in, get your sanctioned round
in a disc.
Get a disc, maybe a couple of smaller items, and then go back to your family. Yep. We don't want to draw out the process of a tournament because most people don't have a full Saturday this Saturday after Thanksgiving, but most people have that morning open.
Yeah, come through.
And so come.
What time's it start?
I want to say 8:30 because of the time change, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Earlier is better.
Earlier is typically better this time of year.
Yeah. Love it.
So that's the event. Be excited for that. Super dumbed down, not a ton to it. PGA sanctioned event. Yeah. Cheap. Yeah. So come do that. Yep. Next up, Royal Oak Rumble.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. How was it?
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh man,
it's gonna happen.
Exciting.
December.
I'm pumped.
I'm giddy.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be there.
December 14th is the day.
Of course, we're playing.
We're playing Star in the morning, Wagner in the evening. Well, not evening, but afternoon.
But they only have 9 tee pads.
So this is where it gets fun. We're capped out at 36 guys. We're not doing the 36-36. We're keeping it 36-36.
I like that.
We're not going to overcomplicate things.
I like that.
It's
a small tournament.
Small tournament. We're doing the same thing we're doing at Harvest Hurl. We're doing the $25 player pack. You can just come pick what you want. We're not going to tell you what you have to have. Pick what you want. Yeah.
I think it's going to be good.
I think it'll be fun.
I like those courses.
In the back of my head, I'm a little worried about leaves, but we're going to have spotters. And so I know some people are worried about that. We're going to have spotters out there.
You go to Star.
In the high leaved area. Yeah. And so I don't know if it's going to be that big of a deal, but what I will tell you is it won't be that big of a deal.
There you go.
And so,
see, you heard it from the guy.
You heard it from me first.
The guy knows.
Any questions pop up? What are you most excited for that tournament?
Again, an opportunity to play.
Okay.
I know that's a lame excuse, but I'm just looking to play. So I might have a prior commitment, but if I'm able to get there to play or to officiate or to hang out to be the leaf blower guy, the spotter, or whatever, I like Star's tough. Star's tough. Yeah. But then at the same time, Wagner's the opposite in that, yes, there's a couple difficult holes, but you're looking at Wagner saying, hey, I know I'm playing Wagner and I know I'm playing Star. When I get to Wagner, I need to shoot 6-7 under because Star I'm going to hope to get 1 or 2 under. And it's just
there's a lot of tough par threes.
Yeah,
of course that
throw far.
Yeah, throw far.
So that's I like watching. I like watching people because the pressure on the shorter holes that you feel like, this is a must get. Yeah. I step up on hole 4 at Wagner, the little guy that goes right down the hill, can't hardly see the basket, like, I got to get this. Yeah. I don't get it very often.
And then one quick detail that I just popped up.
Oh, yeah,
I've been meaning to. I knew in the back of my head I needed to share eventually. I'll probably put in the email. Parking at Star and Wagner is always complicated.
Yeah.
And so I would just encourage you guys, if you can. There's only 36 guys, right? So we're not talking about a full field.
Star might be easier.
Star, you've got 2 parking lots, one further down. But just carpool if you can, right?
Good
and
call.
so
Good call.
carpool if you can.
Go to Dairy Queen afterwards.
We'll open up Dairy Queen for you if we need to. Might be closed. But yeah.
Okay.
Next up, Sanctioned Leagues.
Sanctioned League, yeah.
Tell us what's going on.
So we just finished a Sanctioned League, and then we've got another one starting in December. So we just finished the one. It was at Wagner on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And the comparison on, well, let me back up. My expectation was we would have a greater turnout. So, and the reason for that is because it's fall golf. Fall golf in Michigan is fantastic. The weather's, for some reason, was crazy good.
Yeah.
This past 6-7 weeks, had a couple windy days. So I'm curious. I can tell you I wasn't able to get there as often as I had anticipated because of, again, children's games, traveling, and that kind of thing. So I wasn't able to. We did it Sundays, and you could do a flex. It was anytime you wanted, but I said, hey, probably 3 o'clock. Now I know there was pushback on people on wanting to watch the Lions because the Lions are good now. We're up here in Michigan. Okay, I understand that. And another, I think that was the main. I guess that was the main pushback that I got. So I'm curious to know, and I would love to see comment-wise. I want to hear your thoughts on a different format for next fall. So I'm going to start one here in December that's separate, and I'll tell you about the details there. But what would be a more attractive event in the fall time? Different course, multiple courses, different time, a set time as opposed to flex, a different day. I would love to hear the people tell me how to do it better.
Comment down below.
Yeah.
What you would do if you were putting together a Sanctioned League for everyone.
Yeah. We're just trying to get better, and we're trying to serve you guys.
Yeah.
So your opinion would be most valuable.
Yeah. Tell us what you got coming up.
What we got coming up? 2 things. 1, we're going to have a putting league. The putting league is slotted to happen starting in December on Tuesday evenings, same time-ish as our standard doubles league that happens in the spring and in the summertime. However, I'm working with the school. The school has given us permission to go ahead and use the gym again. However, I'm just waiting for the schedule to come out because the school is obviously basketball for the kids. I don't think volleyball is going on, so primarily basketball, but a number of different schools use that gym. In which case, maybe we don't start till late. Maybe we don't start till 8:30. It's going to be putting league, and I've got some help. And so with that, when we can hammer down the dates, I'll make sure everybody is informed, particularly in Discord. And then
is that going to be a public thing, or are you keeping that you're just not going to? Are you going to more so just like publish in Discord?
So
is that invite only?
We're working on that. A lot of people have come.
Just a question I know some people are asking.
And it's a great question. I never want to close anything off that we do. So I'll say number 1, if you have somebody who's like, yeah, maybe I'll throw, invite them. Yeah. Because putting is putting.
When I say invite only, I mean people in the Woods Discord, people who know us, are more than welcome to invite anyone they know.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So it's not us inviting people. It's like everyone. Hey, if you got a buddy you like, bring your people. I'm
not sure yet if I'm going to make it public. We're discussing that in terms of putting it on, say, UDisc, putting it up on Disc Golf Seed. We're talking through that. Okay, so that's happening in December, and then we're also doing a sanctioned winter. But I'm changing the format again.
What? Get out of here.
Every time. So what we're doing, 2 different courses. We're going to go Palmer. We're going to go Firefighters. We're going to go Palmer, Firefighters, Palmer, Firefighters.
And
last year.
Palmer Firefighters?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
10 weeks. We're not doing Stony. We did Stony last year. We're not doing Stony this year. The plan is roughly a $10 buy-in. 7 goes to the pot. We pay out that day.
Simple.
Just like all the other traditional leagues that you see, but it's an individual because it is sanctioned, and you just pay out against your division that you played in that day. So it's possible you show up and you're the only AM4 that shows up that day, because we are going to do a set time. It's not going to be flex. It will be starting. We've discussed, last year we did 10. We're talking about why not noon. It's warmer, probably going to do noon, in which case we all start at noon. You pick your card, you play with your buddies, you get a round in, and then if you win, if you're the solo guy, you get $7 back. You got to pay the PDGA. And and that's what it is. So that's the plan. We're going to run that for 10 weeks, starting, I believe, third week into December. So 20th, 19th, something along those lines. There. It'll be on Saturdays, Saturday afternoons.
And then, last but not least, just give us a quick update on Eternal Games. What do we got going on over there?
I don't know if you guys have heard, but Eternal Games Chesterfield.
So
there is a
that's up 94 right off 23, right?
100%.
Okay,
you're exactly right.
Cool.
Good place. A lot of good people up there. A lot of cool games. You should go there.
What else do they got there?
There's talk of frisbees, and by frisbees I mean discs.
And
we have expanded our line a little bit. You'll see some Discraft. You'll see some Castoplast. Primarily
Bergs.
Everyone loves the Berg.
I think it's the only Castoplast we have.
But I had to say, there's 2 types of Berg, so it's better.
Well, I think we got 3 up there. We got the K1, K3, and then the Glow.
The Glow, that's right.
So,
and then we've got some Dynamic up there.
We got Discmania.
Some Discmania up there.
Latitude 64. Lots of Graces.
Latitude 60, man.
We got people eat up the Graces. You know what I just got to order in? I'll just kind of boost myself. I got a bunch of those Spores.
Never thrown a Spore.
They're the 1 speed for Discmania. So the glitch for the Discmania, I'm going to have at the Harvest Hurl. I'm also going to have them at the Royal Oak Rumble, where you can buy them with your player pack.
I need you to save me one, so I can purchase it.
I think guys will eat those up. I also have a ton of Graces, a ton of those discs.
People like them. I like them. I need to get 2 more Graces because I threw them in the water at Ledgestone.
Yeah. So, is that all we got going on?
To the end of the year, remember Provision Financial is going to be coming up as our big, we're going to try to bump into an A tier. We're talking about it. We got to there's a bunch of steps, but that's our goal. Make it a big A tier.
In time.
Yeah, it may not be this next year.
It might be a 1-year plan. Yeah. So we'll see.
So that's the next big one, plus springtime doubles.
That's
it's in March.
That's the big kickoff. So, So, like always, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Also, quick shout out, we did get a Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, go like our page, go follow our page. We're also on Instagram. If you're not in Discord, hop in our Discord. It's always good banter about everything disc golf. Comment down below what you thought of the podcast.
Love it.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.